I've just released a new video on my new YouTube channel. You can go and check that out. Link will be in the description, or I'll put it around here somewhere. But I have a second YouTube channel for those of you who don't know. And on that channel, I'm talking about business, about online business, how I managed to build stock music licensing into an educational business. So if you're interested in that channel, my second YouTube channel where I'm talking about how to build an online business as a creative entrepreneur, then go and check out that video. Now on that video, I'm showing behind the scenes of my studio, my home studio, my office, right? And I'm not talking about music in that particular YouTube channel. It's just about business, strictly about online business. But I'm showing how I work from home. I am showing how I create everything from my living room, right? And I'm showing how I've pretty much just built a business around my expertise, which is music, and working from home, working from my living room. Now, this has its downsides, obviously. I'm not saying that this is ideal. It's not ideal. Actually, I'm suffering quite a lot as I am recording this video because I do need a special place to record my music, these videos. I need a special office, if you will. But over the years, this is the way I've been doing not only the music, but as well my online business, my online courses, my coaching programs, everything. My Zoom calls happens here from this studio, my home studio. So the difference with that video and this one is that I'm talking about how I create music, okay, on this YouTube channel. Obviously, that's the reason why you're here. Stock Music Licensing is all about stock music. This is what this channel has been about since I got started. And here I want to show you my tools, what I use, what type of software do I use, my guitars. I want to show you how I keep a very minimal setup in order to create my stock music, and how I've been successful by using just free plugins and very affordable software. Everything that I use is pretty much free or affordable, okay? Because that's the principles of my teaching. My principles of my teaching is not like, hey, buy this expensive high-end plugin, or you need to do music with this, very high-end library. It's more about you can do it with the software that you already have. And most likely you have better software and plugins and samples that I have. But it's my goal to teach others to use whatever they have at their disposal, and not to use or not to put people into the impression that by using a sample library A or B, or spend even more money in order to create music, is the solution. At times, this might be something that is required, but if you're not able to make music with libraries and samples that you already have, then it's going to be very hard for you to create something with a higher end library. Okay, so this is why I'm doing this video here very quickly today for you. So as you know, I switched from Pro Tools. I was a big Pro Tools user for years, and I switched many years ago to Logic. So my DAW of choice is Logic. I've been using Logic now for, I don't know, maybe 5 years, maybe longer, and it's my DAW of choice. The only reason why I switched from Pro Tools to Logic, and I've done a video about this here on the channel, is because I got so fed up with the upgrades that this company, Avid, which is the owner of Pro Tools, and I stopped following Pro Tools and Avid a long time ago because it was just such a headache to just try to upgrade. There was always more money, right? Every time I will upgrade my system, it will be more money to upgrade. If I upgraded my Mac, then it wouldn't be compatible with Pro Tools. It was just a headache. So I decided to just switch to Logic, and then everything changed for me. It was just like an eye-opening thing, because I realized that I can actually create music the same way that I was doing using Pro Tools, but now the whole upgrade and just maintenance of the software is just a piece of cake. But whatever software you're using, whether you're using Cubase, whether you're using even GarageBand, you can make stock music with GarageBand, no problem. And I might do a video about this, me composing a stock music track using GarageBand. But it doesn't matter what software you're using. What matters is how you use the software. Now, I am a guitarist, so I have plenty of guitars. Okay, so I use a lot of the samples that come with Logic, the Apple loops. I have created full-blown stock music tracks using just Apple loops. Now, obviously you have to be very careful. You're not supposed to build a whole track using just loops. You need to like edit a little bit of them, okay? And I have definitely done this myself. Not only that, but I get inspiration from the Apple loops. It's not about cheating. It's not about using pre-made loops to create a stock track. It's not about that. It's about getting the inspiration and creating something unique with the tools that you have. And I have certainly used Apple loops in that way, and I just love them. I think they're great. It's just very easy to use. It's very fun to be making music like this. And I have created, jazz music, for example, using Apple loops, and I've been very successful with that on different libraries. And I have created workshops around this, how I've used Apple loops to create jazz music, for example. Now, I use all of the plugins that I use when it comes down to EQs and compressors. They are all from Logic, okay? So all of the plugins that I use, EQs and compressors, they're all native plugins that come with Logic. That's all I use, all right? I don't use anything else. So that's all I use when it comes down to my mixes. When it comes down to reverb, I've used a free plugin, the Valhalla Massive, Supermassive. It's something that just sounds amazing. I use it pretty much on everything. It just makes everything sound great. A free plugin. I use all of the Spitfire's Audio Labs sounds, sample libraries. They're great as well. I have purchased the entry level ones, the original series. They just sound fantastic. So they're all affordable. Whenever I do a training program or a course and I'm using one of those softwares, I just say like, hey, it's 20 quid, right? It's $20 or 20 euros, wherever, depending on where you live. And it's, everybody can afford 20 quid of a sample, right? So, or use the labs, Spitfire's Audio Labs software, they're great. But that's all I use, that's it. I use, as an interface, I'm using the Focusrite, right? The Focusrite Solo, great piece of equipment. All of these racks, I'm still trying to sell my rack 11 rack. I have somebody who wants to purchase it. I'm not sure if I want to get rid of it because I don't use it anymore. I have a tuner. So, but all of this rack, I very rarely use this. I'm just using everything with my Focusrite. When it comes down to guitar, because I'm a guitarist, what I use is the Bias FX. Okay, and that's a plugin that is great. It's a great plugin to just record my guitar. So I have replaced pretty much the 11 rack with the Bias effect, okay? And that was a purchase that I did when I was in the transition. I bought a new Mac a few years ago with the M1 chip. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this with my phone, by the way. Hopefully it's an okay video. This is a new Mac. It's probably like a year and a half old. When the M1 came out, an Air MacBook with the M1 chip in it. All right, they seem to be okay. I think it's the first generation. I noticed a massive difference because I was using an old laptop. Okay, I have built not only my stock music licensing career and my online business, my online course business, my knowledge business with a beaten up MacBook Pro from 2010. Okay, so I quite recently have upgraded to this computer. Okay, again, showing you that you don't need the latest equipment, you don't need the most expensive stuff to get started. Okay, you don't. I'm proof of that, right? Does it help to have the latest equipment? It might help, but don't use it as an excuse. Now, when it comes down to guitars, I want to show you my guitars very quickly. So I got a Les Paul. This Les Paul is my favorite guitar of all time. It's a Les Paul Standard, okay? I purchased that back in the day when I used to work in the guitar shops in London. I got an Ovation. This is one of my favorite guitars. It's an Ovation. Between those two guitars, there is a lot of money, okay? So I have invested on instrument just because I'm a guitarist, all right? So one thing is to have tools to make music for stock libraries. Another thing is to have instrument. Can you make music with a cheap guitar? Of course, completely, all right? But I'm a guitarist and I love to invest on guitars. But at least I did back in the day. Now I don't need that anymore. I don't need to spend more money on guitars. Here I have more guitars. I'll walk you through very quickly around here. Okay, so this guitar right here is a flamenco guitar. All right, this flamenco guitar is not a classical guitar, and there's a slight difference when it comes down to acoustic, to classical and flamenco guitars. But I use this for everything when it comes down to nylon strings, and I have actually a few flamenco tracks out there. I have a particular track, I think it's called Flamenco. It's done with this guitar. I love to record my guitars. As much as I love to use plugins and acoustic plugins to make acoustic tracks, let me put this over here. And I'm doing this video like this. I want it to be spontaneous. I don't want it to be as raw as possible. Let me show you a little bit here. I got another acoustic guitar. Okay, this is a Tanglewood. Again, from back in the day, this is an acoustic guitar. From back in the day when I used to work in the guitar shops. Great guitar. Great guitar. I'm gonna put the link down below of this gear so you can go and check it out. Okay, great guitar. Again, not cheap. I believe this guitar, I think even this guitar is 1,000 quid. If my memory serves me well. So it was an investment back then. I was willing to invest. So all in all, just on the guitars, like I'm showing you, even though I'm talking to you that you don't need to spend that much money on gear. Obviously, computers cost money. Even this iPhone that I'm doing this video with costs money, okay? But we don't use that as an excuse in order to say like, hey, can I make a good quality product with the tools that I have? Completely. You just need to get going, right? But I do have invested on these guitars, I'm not gonna lie. So for example, this guitar, the Les Paul, that guitar on its own, back in the day, I think I paid, I don't remember, but it was going for retail, it was like 1,500 British pounds, all right? That Les Paul. This Ovation was 1,000 quid, okay? Both American made for those guitar geeks out there. If you're a guitar geek and you know, they're not replicas, they're not like a Japanese or a Mexican or whatever, nothing like that, nothing against those brands or replicas, but this is American-made guitars, which are really pricey in that sense. Okay, so I actually have a Mexican Strat, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is a Tele, a standard American Tele. I really like this guitar. With this Tele, I have done a lot of, I don't play country music, but I've done a lot of guitar music with this that requires a little bit of a twang, if you understand my lingo. For those of you who are guitarists will understand. But it's definitely a different tone. This guitar has a different tone than the Les Paul, that's for sure. Okay, the Les Paul is a heavier tone. It's more for like rock music, blues music, but I can still make blues music with this guitar here. Okay, so the Tele, I love the way it feels. It's a great Tele. Even though I'm not a Tele guy, but I love playing with a Telecaster. I'm a Les Paul kind of guy. I grew up with Guns N' Roses, so I like the Les Paul, that Gibson Les Paul. I think it's a great guitar. That's my type of guitar. Okay, another guitar that I have here is a Strat. It's a white Strat, okay? This is a Fender. It has an upside down headstock, and it's kind of like a replica based on Jimi Hendrix, all right? So this was a great Strat. It's a Mexican Strat, meaning that it's a replica, so it's not a US a Strat, but it plays amazing. I've changed the pickups. Again, all these guitars, I purchased them when I was working back in the guitar shop back in the day in London. I changed the pickups. The pickups on its own is almost like 300 quid. The pickups, I don't remember the brand and what they do, but they just sound great. And I have a bass here. I use the bass. I like to play the bass as well. It's an Ibanez bass. It's a 5-string bass. I enjoy the organic elements of playing an instrument. As much as I like to program stuff and do everything in the box, I like to just grab a microphone, right? I have a microphone here ready to go, and I just plug in a guitar or plug in the guitar straight in. I have everything ready here on the solo, and I like to just, go for it. At the moment, I'm working on a lot of hip hop music, so it doesn't really requires a lot of me playing, but I still like to use the guitar as an instrument. The guitar is my main instrument, so this is something that I really enjoy doing. And I will always be a guitarist. I will always be a guitar player. That's how it all started. So for me, the music that I make, even to this day, it all has to be simple. It has to be with tools that I already have. It has to be, it's not about the plugin. It's not about the software. It doesn't matter if you're using Cubase. It doesn't matter if you're using whatever, Digital Performer. It still exists, Digital Performer, I don't know. I don't care about softwares anymore as much as I used to. I was a Pro Tools guy back in the day, really obsessed about Pro Tools because it was the industry standards and all this bollocks. And then I changed to Logic. I love Logic because it just works with Apple computers and with Macs. They just work really well. It auto updates on its own. There's never an issue. And I keep my system up and running. And maintenance, I'm thinking long-term maintenance, okay? So that's what I do. The solo, the Focusrite solo thing, the interface, affordable stuff. That's the bottom, that's the entry level. And it's a great piece of equipment. You don't need to spend more money on that. I've been doing a lot of music lately, like I mentioned, like getting out of my comfort zone, a lot of hip hop, and I'm gonna be sharing more here on the channel. I have other gear that I haven't shown you, and I'll probably do another video on that for those of you who are guitarists and wanna geek out a little bit more on pedals. I have a whole bunch of things in that box, which is a flight case with pedals. Like, again, more expensive pedals. Every pedal in there is like 200 quid, right? So I have invested on that. I have a practice amp here. I don't use this amp that much. It's just for practicing. I don't use it for recording. It's a Vox Night Train, first generation, I believe it is. I think it's a 1x10 or 1x12. I kind of don't remember. It doesn't really matter. But it's a great, powerful amp. I have it there just to get the real Valve type of sound. As much as I love the actual bias effects sound, which are great. I mean, all of these amp simulators, they sound great. There's something still magical about a real Valve amp. Even at low volume, there is some warmth to it. And I really enjoy that little amp. I used to have a Marshall amp, a JCM 900, for those of you who are guitarists. It was just too big. I kept the flight case though. That was the flight case. And I had back then a 2x12, I don't remember, but it was just huge. There's no way that I was gonna use it to make my music. So this is what I'm doing with my gear. I keep it simple. I keep it really, really low key. Again, I'm looking forward to move to a bigger place because I'm doing this from the living room. Again, go and watch that video that I did on my YouTube channel, on my new YouTube channel. Well, it's not that new anymore because I've been running that for like a year or so. But I was showing how I run my online business from here. And again, I am doing everything from here. I'm not only doing my stock music so I can upload it to different libraries, but at the same time, I'm doing my online courses, I'm doing my YouTube videos, I record my podcasts, I do coaching calls here. Today, I actually have a coaching call later on. And I do everything here from this desk. Okay, but it all started by me just making music. Okay, so if you're interested in learning how to create not only stock music, but as well building an online business, go and check out my new YouTube channel where I'm not talking about stock music, but I'm talking about how I created this YouTube channel, how I created Stock Music Licensing YouTube channel and stockmusiclicensing.com into an academy, okay? And how I share my content online, how you can do the same thing. If you're a guitarist, if you're a music producer who wants to get the knowledge that you have in the form of content, in the form of an online course, that's the YouTube channel where I talk about that. And I'm gonna make a YouTube video specifically for those of you here who is interested in this, and the reasons why I created my new YouTube channel, okay? Because there is a story behind that, and I wanna show you how I have evolved over time, you can go and see the old videos, man. You know, I'm definitely older. I'm going wider. There's stuff happening on this channel that I can't wait to share with you. There's a book coming out very, very soon. I'm so pumped about this. It's a stock music licensing book. Yes, it's my first book. I'm planning to write more than just one book. But the first book that I'm launching and that I'm going to be publishing is about stock music. So I can't wait to release this book. This is coming here to Stock Music Licensing YouTube channel very, very soon. I'm so pumped. But then I'm doing so many other things, and I really want to share a lot with you guys. Okay, this is just a video that I wanted to do a little bit different in the sense of a little bit more loose, doing it with my iPhone. I quite recently got this iPhone as well, so I'm new to the iPhone world because I've been an Android phone user. So I'm really enjoying this iPhone, and I'm trying to experiment. I got a lot of gear. I have some new gear here that I want to share with you in terms of content creation. For example, my wife got me this for my birthday. The wireless Rhodes thing. I'm really enjoying creating content, but there's so many other things that I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy teaching. I enjoy creating content. So that's why the birth of my second channel has happened. That's like a natural evolution, so I can talk about content creation. So I'm trying to find a way to create content for stock music licensing, which is just about stock music licensing. And then on my new YouTube channel, it's about content creation and about how I do everything. And on that YouTube channel, I'm pretty much using my music, obviously, because I'm a content creator. I make YouTube videos, that's what I do. And I use my music, not only that I sell on stock libraries, but I use them on my vlogs. And I use them as well as workshops to teach others. And I want to teach others who have already approached me. Okay, you guys, some of you who have taken my online courses and are doing stock music, you guys are already musicians. You guys are guitar players, guitar teachers, piano teachers who say, like, hey, I want to learn how to create an online course, you know? And I want to do what you're doing, Daniel. So obviously that YouTube channel and my new website that has my name, danielcarrizales.com, go and check it out. And if you want to become part of the creative entrepreneurs movement of creating a business and a personal brand around your expertise, similar to what I am doing here with stock music licensing, then you should definitely go and check it out. So that's the place where I put that content there, because I cannot talk about two different topics here on stock music licensing, right? And because it's not right. And this is something that I really wanted to separate, and at the same time find like one ecosystem, because at the end of the day, everything starts with me. I am the creator, and everything happens from here. This is the headquarters, and I want to teach you how you can do the same thing. Now, you might not be interested in this. You're probably watching this video because you just want to learn how to license your music and you want to make an income with stock music, and that's fine, because this channel is all about that. Okay, and I really have some amazing stuff coming here for those of you who want to know more about how I create music, how I create my music using affordable stuff, how I become a multi-versatile composer by just approaching a music composition and creativity in a very simple way, almost in a way that it's not about overthinking too much, because I used to overthink too much about this stuff. It will take me forever to finish a track. Okay, so nowadays, after many years of making music and now teaching it for many years, I realized that the key here is simplicity. And the key here is to be in flow state. The key of creating music is about being in tune with your creativity, not with the gear. And it's not about the muse. It's not about writer's block. It's not about waiting for inspiration. It's about having a commitment to yourself and to your art, of sitting down, regardless if you work in the living room of your home and you don't have a space. Like, this is my space, right? It's my house. Right? You probably have a better place. Some of my students have better studios than I have. Okay, but I've been doing this like this for years now. And back in the day when I had a dedicated room where I can close the door, the room was as big as this living room. Okay, back in the day when I had that room for myself, and I have shared this many times online, I wasn't making any money. And I had everything, man. I even had a sofa in it. I could sleep in that room. and I'm not making any money. I have the gear, I have the acoustic treated room, I have the space, I have the I can close the door and be there for days, and I'm not earning any money. Now that I've been doing this from the living room, because I've been in a transition with my family, moving from one city to another. Our family has gone through a lot of changes lately, and we're expanding and we're growing as we go along. I cannot afford to just stop doing it or use this as an excuse. And obviously, my family and my wife that works with me, by the way, with my online business, and she helps me. She also works from home. So we're both working remotely, but I run this from here, and this is an important aspect of my lifestyle. So whenever we have moved, it's like, well, this is the compromise. Daniel works from home, and Daniel needs to have his, this thing in the middle of the living room. That's the living room. That's where we hang out. This is where I work. Obviously, now I'm doing this early in the mornings because the girls, my girls, my daughters are at school. My wife works there. Okay, and this is where we do everything. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but this is as real as it gets, man. Don't get confused. You don't need anything special in order to create a music, and you don't need an office to run an online business either. Okay, you don't need anything. All you need is the will, the creativity, and the balls to put one foot in front of the other and make your dreams a reality. I hope this video finds you well, my friend. Go and check out my second YouTube channel. Go and check out all the links below about stock music and everything that I have created over the years. Go and check out all the other videos, especially the early videos that I've done here on this channel in black and white, and hopefully you can see a progress. Hopefully I'm getting a little bit better in making videos and communicating my ideas and my thoughts. There's a lot of things that are coming to Stock Music Licensing YouTube channel, and I can't wait to share it with you. I'm making new stuff. I'm gonna make some new videos. Again, the book is coming very soon, so keep your eyes for that. You will be the first one to be informed, but subscribe to my newsletter. And just all you need to do is just download my free guide in the link below, or just go and consume some of my free content. Input your email so you can become part of my email list, and you will be the first one to be informed when it comes down to the book launch and the book release of this been in the making for some time, and I'm really looking forward to release that into the world. I can't wait to share it. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below, and I'm gonna share more about my studio and how I make music, okay? So keep your eyes here on the channel for that. Definitely gonna create some videos coming soon about how I create music. Not only guitar music, but actually music in different genres, like ambient music and hip hop and whatnot. All right. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And as always, rock and roll, and I'll see you in another video, my friend.